all have to appreciate that if the message of sustainability and sustainable business, is embedded in the way business leaders take decisions, I think that will be an enormous development, an enormous change in the way business leaders think about doing business. Typically, the paradigm so far has been that I will take care of whatever is within the confines of my factory, and everything else that falls outside of that is somebody else's responsibility. But the tragedy with this thinking is that many of the externalities ultimately become nobody's business. Nobody is responsible for them. And governments do not have the wherewithal or the resources to take care of the externalities that emerge from business. So I think there's a great need and a great appreciation around the world that sustainability has to be front and center of decision making around the world. I think this conference on sustainability and the leadership forum that's being created of like-minded people around this idea is going to be a critical nucleating process for taking this idea forward. And I believe that the time has come for all of us to come together to make this a reality. I think part of the process of change happens when there is regulation. Tighter and tighter regulation will force companies to actually move in the direction of sustainability. That's one part. Then you have the other part, which is where enlightened leaders of businesses on their own change the value, the value chains, the way the business is done in order to make the enterprise more sustainable. The way they source resources. Is it ethical sourcing? Is it sourcing in a way that leaves a low carbon footprint? Now, all these things have to be in place simultaneously. You can't depend on regulation alone, and you can't only depend upon ethical and environmentally committed leaders of business to make the transformation. It has to be jointly done. Now, what happens is, if businesses are lagging behind in their understanding of sustainability, then regulation will hit them very, very hard, and they might even go out of business. But because we understand that business is essential to grow the economy, to get people to live a better quality of life, I think it's important that we stimulate and inspire leaders of businesses to do the necessary things for a transformation towards sustainability on their own steam and not wait for regulations to kind of hit them like a sledgehammer. So I really am committed to this, and issues like the management of water, the management of natural resources, renewables, the dependence on what we are now calling the shared economy. I think all these are wonderful elements in a journey towards creating sustainable businesses around the world. And I, for one, am very, very pleased that C Kinetics and Sustainable Business Outlook is actually working together to make this happen.